A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we warmly welcome you to Yokoten. And with me, I have Rishad. Hi, Rishad.
Hi, Yasas. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Let me first introduce Rishad because it's the first time we are talking about Yokoten. What Yokoten is? So, Yokoten is actually a word that I learned from Toyota. It comes from Japan. It means sharing best practices. So, Yoko means basically horizontal and 10 means spreading, so it's horizontal spreading. That's the actual word, Richard, if you talk about Yoko 10. But
Oh,
in simple terms, it's basically sharing best practices. So today, for our audience, what we want to do is share some ideas, thoughts, and we plan to continue this Yokoten episode as a series so that we share with industry leaders, with people we know, what they have learned and what they can share. So today, as the first guest, Richard, we have you. How do you feel?
excited. I'm pretty much excited and looking forward for it. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today. So
Great.
let's, I think, dive into it.
Yeah, first let me introduce you, Rishad. Okay, so
Okay.
Rishad is basically the VP Digital for Hash 33. He has been the first employee of Hash 33. Now he's a partner. So he has over 12, 13 years of industry experience just in digital. And there's so much that we can get from Rishad and clients who basically have worked with Rishad, people, partners, influencers, community creators. They know Rishad well. So let's use Rishad today to gain the knowledge about digital marketing, how the trends are changing, what are new. So we'll talk about these things, Rishad. That's the whole point.
Yes.
I hope I
Yes.
did
So we
justice
all
to your.
definitely, definitely. Thank you, Yasas. Thanks for the introduction. And we all know how fast digital marketing keeps evolving, right? Like every month, every week, every day, minute, every second, there's some new trend, a new platform, or some tech that is good changes the game. So in this session, we are going to walk you through how the digital marketing industry is changing, and let's dive in right in.
Great. So how this works is, Richard, I'll ask you some questions and you can share your experience and what you think about it. And we must tell the viewers most of this is going to be our view. So you might agree, you might disagree. That's the whole point. But please go into the comment section and share your thoughts. You can agree, you can disagree. And if you do type in comments, we can share it and we can probably answer some questions if anyone has any particular questions. So with that, let's dive in. Rishad, I think one of the biggest things that people have been talking for the last 2 years is about over 2 years now, is this change of AI. And when you talk about AI has impacted digital marketing in various ways. I would say one is in search engine optimization, another is in creatives, another is in content creation itself. But before we go into any of those, I think one of the main things we need to discuss is how prompt engineering is important in the AI market, and especially in digital market. How do you see its importance, and what do you have to say about it?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, like let's talk about AI now. The buzzword now. Earlier, those are the days everyone says IT, IT, IT. Now it's AI. So everyone talks
Correct.
about AI. Here's the deal now. Knowing how to use AI well is going to be your biggest advantage, and it all starts with the learning how to ask the right question, or what we call as the prompt engineering. So if you
Exactly.
can craft smart prompts, okay, and AI can churn out killer content for you, insights.
Definitely.
For example, rather than just saying write an email uh, or write an email for a sale, so you can prompt it well, and you can say write fun, engaging email with the percentage of sale, with the categories, with the interest, and with the tonality. You see the difference, you will be surprised. So you want to get good at prompts, and you will save a lot of hours. Also, AI is when you talk about the creativity. Yes, as AI, many fear that AI is going to replace certain job roles, but AI is not going to replace creativity or in human. It is going to enhance it. So think of it
Definitely.
as your like creative sidekick. AI can handle repetitive tasks. They can give you data insights and even help like brainstorm ideas. But it's up to us to add empathy, humor, and authenticity. So there'll be like power. AI will be powered by, I would say, smart humans working with smart machines. So
Definitely.
that's going to be the AI, and it's going to be the big disruptor in the AI industry.
I 100% agree with you, Rishad, and we talk about this all the time, even at Hash 33 and with our clients.
Correct.
Today, you can't worry about AI. It's getting onto the wave and surfing on the wave of AI. But what's most important is getting familiar with the AI tools, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or whatever the platform that comes out. I think today's digital marketers and business leaders need to embrace it and learn how to prompt it. One thing I've seen, Richard, is it's actually a good communication tool because you get to learn how to be more specific, how to ask the right question, which generally might not be the case. Sometimes, even us, when we have new people in the team, we might not be specific enough, or clients might
Yeah,
not be specific enough. But today, what I see is with prompting, people are actually improving their communication. They're being very specific when they even ask a question between humans, which is a good thing I'm seeing.
yeah. Because I was also, I mean, recently, I made some client visit, and uh, even the top management was saying some of our, executives and junior level guys are drafting like super emails, you know.
Exactly.
So they have seen that change, right? And it is good, right? Like they're using the technology and in the best possible way. That means they're doing the right prompt. Okay. So I think it's a good thing uh, for the industry. Yeah.
Definitely. And let's go a bit into, the creative aspect of it. Now, you said you can use it for generating creative content, and especially if you look at generative AI, Gen AI as we call, it can create things. It could create graphics, it could create videos, it could create all sorts of things today. How do you see that? How is that impacting the digital marketing industry, the creative industry?
Yes, I mean now you can if you type the right prompts, you can get the creative captions, uh, add copies, and sometimes you can get the scripts, and it will let's say now we as digital marketers we constantly get involved with content planning, right? So when you want to brief, or when you want to visually show some thing to your team, right? You can basically like you know use AI tools to generate a mock-up. Okay, if you type the right prompt, and
Exactly.
then it will give the visual, the tonality, the script, all that. So by making use of that, you can cut down your time, right? And you can deliver a good artwork or a creativity. By saying that
Definitely.
now video content is evolving. Still,
Yeah.
video is the no surprise.
Just if I stop you a bit there, Rishad, taking your point about before we go into video, how generative AI can be used even creatively today, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of hahu about production houses and photographers and 3D designers whether they're going to lose their jobs, but I think still Gen AI has a longer way to create that type of realistic videos. They will probably meet it very soon, but
Mm.
as you rightly said, when you develop concepts, one of the biggest problems in production is when a client doesn't get what they have in mind and you keep changing and changing and going back and forth, right? But using these Gen AI tools, you can create mock-ups, as you said. You can create storyboards, animated storyboards actually. So you can show even camera angles. You can the director, the producer, if they're doing a TV commercial, for an example, or a digital commercial, they can even show what angles they're going to do, where they're going to zoom in, where they're going to zoom out. So I think it's a very important way that it's going to improve the whole industry as a whole. And also you can cut down the time, as you rightly said, because you don't need to go back and forth. It's going to reduce effort. So overall, I think if a company is very creative in thinking of how they can use AI, they can still go with the similar, the olden way of still recording, producing,
Yeah.
filming, but they can still use AI in a creative way, like you said, in generating scripts, storyboards, doing mock-ups, planning your shots. All that can be done. So I think that's an important point, and that's something I think we are going to see very soon. Now it's already happening. So this year
Yes.
probably we'll see more use of that type
More
of
of it.
Gen AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that,
Definitely.
let's go
That would.
into video specifically.
Yes. So video, how video is evolving for 2025. Video is still the king. Like no surprise there. But the game is shifting. Like short form videos, like TikToks, Reels, and Shorts are now everywhere. Okay, and these quick, snappy clips that keeps us scrolling for hours. And what's new? Interactive videos. Like even in those videos, you get these polls and clickable products. Even it has gone up to the live shopping built into these videos itself. And
Exactly.
AI will help us create videos tailored to each users. Uh, so you have to think fast and be interactive and personalize your content if you want to keep the people hooked into 2025. So hook is very important, right? So you need to personalize your content. So also, like when you take about the live stream shopping, like have you ever bought something while you're watching a live video? Yes,
Not
yes.
yet. I'm even e-commerce. I'm very selective. I mostly
Okay.
purchase through Amazon. This is not an advertisement for Amazon, but something I would like to try. But what I feel is
Yeah.
live stream shopping or live shopping is really important, especially in fashion, because you want to see how, example, if it's a dress, how it looks like. And I think the Chinese
Correct.
market is really, really embracing it in a very big way, right?
Big way, definitely. Yeah. So if not, you probably will soon. Social like commerce is exploding, especially as you said in Asia. Live stream shopping is already massive, right?
In fact, Southeast Asia is where it really started, right? Even Meta invested even before US. Live stream shopping or live shopping came from markets like Indonesia, Thailand, because the one thing was the credit card adoption levels were very high. And second thing was they were used to buying from a person. So they brought a person in front of the camera and now they start selling. So coming back to AI and video and the video length thing, I think it's very important. You remember there was a time people used to say long form. Long form was the king. Have 20 minutes videos, explanation, education. Then they said short form, and then they went to 15 seconds to 30 seconds, and then it grew to 60 seconds. Now it's going to 3 minutes and sometimes up to even 10 minutes kind of short form video. But the thing is, these are all trends, and also with the trends, what happens is it's based on user behavior. They look at all these platforms, look at how users are using the platform, how long they watch these videos, the video viewability. Because if you remember earlier, even long form, people used to sit down and watch. Our time, when we had TV, we had no choice. We had to watch all the advertisements in whatever the TV channel we watch, because we have probably one or two stations. We didn't even have
Station.
remotes on TVs to switch, right? So viewability was very high, but today people are scrolling fast, and you need to grab the thumb or the index finger to stop on a particular post. And I think one of the challenges again companies had was static posts, because you need to do photography, you need to kind of do various ways to create static posts, and creating video posts was not the best option. It was expensive. But again, with Gen AI, and like I think you touched upon personalization, today you can go into personalized creatives, you can do A/B tests, you can have the same assets, brand assets, videos, but create multiple creatives using personalization with Gen AI that's built into social media platforms. So I think that's definitely a big trend that's happening at the moment.
Yes, yes. As you said, right, the Yasas now the challenge for advertisers is like, there's so much content on their feed, right? And getting that thumb friendliness is the challenge, right?
Yeah,
So that's what you call hook. I mean, advertisers might know these terms like hook rate and the hold rate. So even
correct.
like Facebook, Google, they give these measurements, but improve your hook rates, improve your hold rate. Okay, so advertisers start need to thinking like the best part of the ad is like the first 3 seconds, right?
Definitely.
If you don't get them at that point, I don't
You
think
lost them.
you lost them. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So I think because of the limited time, we'll just take it a little fast. And I think next thing what I wanted to ask you was, how do you see the change of the role of influencers? Because earlier, if you remember the earlier days TV time, you had brand ambassadors, right? And they are used in advertisements. And then came who we call the influencers, who has large, like mega influencers who have millions of followers. How do you see the trend of influencers and how people are going to be used with brands? What's your opinion on that?
yeah. So what I see is like the rise of micro communities, the niche audience, right? So forget trying to go viral with everyone. Future is about small groups with specific interest. So if you're addressing a niche audience, if your product is addressing the niche audience, what we have seen is the returns are high. Yeah. A lot of platforms like Reddit, private Facebook groups, even WhatsApp chats,
Aura.
groups, yeah, or Discord, and these private groups where the real engagement happens, right? So, if you see a celebrity or a mega influencer, you might see some engagement, but may not be the quality engagement that you're looking for, right?
And I think one of the problems with that is, Rishad, with mega influencers becoming more and more expensive and charging by the number of posts
Correct.
or the post type. It was going even beyond what that, because I remember there was a time that people thought digital was free, digital marketing was free or very cost effective, but it moved into
Cost.
like the TV industry. It went beyond the TV costs. Advertising influencers costs were skyrocketing, and then as you rightly said, it might not even touch the audience because it's more mega mass. If you look at millions of followers for an influencer and it's just one post, people may see, may not see. So like you rightly said, I think the change happened
Yeah.
with micro influencers who have like 1,000 to about 5,000 kind of likes even or followers.
Yeah. Correct.
And I think more than that, like you rightly said, is the micro communities where you have niche audiences talking about the need of the product or service. That's more important, and it's
Yes.
more authentic. So today is the era of, I would say, micro communities and user generated content, real users talking about it, sharing about it, right?
Yes, yes. So brands that focus on building strong connection and meaningful conversation will succeed. It's always better to have that small loyal audience than a big disconnected one. And user generated content is, as you said, is the key in these communities because people trust content from others like them more than ads. By encouraging users to share their experience, brands can build that trust. Now, sometimes when you work with influencers, the audience knows they are paid actors, right?
Correct.
You get, yeah. So you have to build trust and loyalty while connecting with these smaller engaged groups. So I see the micro and the influencer communities are growing, and
And I think the important factor, as you said, is trust comes with intellectual capability of consumers. Customers today are not stupid. You cannot try to fool them like probably earlier days TV advertising. Even I, as a kid, used to watch and believe what I saw in TV advertisements. Today's consumers know probably sometimes better because they're actual users of products and services, and they really kind of do the research before they purchase. And in that, trust and word of mouth is very, very important for them. So I think micro community is going to be a game changer. And
yes,
I think rather than influencers, we need to talk about content creators. That would
yes,
be the way forward, because people who create, like you rightly said, for niche audiences content that is relevant, educational, informational, they would be probably the future influencers and followers that would really win the internet market, the social media
yes,
market. Yeah.
yes, yes. So even from the content creators' point of view, they will have a long-term, uh, a growth, right?
Definitely, definitely. So I think, Rishad, we've spent over 20 minutes talking of some interesting topics. It's nice to have this kind of engagement, and we see several people following us, but we haven't got any questions to address. But probably because it's the first time, let's keep this going. Let's keep this conversation going. And Yokoten, as I said, best practices, best business practices, will be brought in with other guests as we go on as well. We'll have Rishad, we'll have Asita from our team also joining in once in a while. But if you like anything in particular, please send us a message through any of our platforms. Send us a message, put a comment, and we would like to incorporate in our future discussions, because this is pretty much sharing our knowledge, being in the industry for a while, and we want to bring more industry experts into these discussions so that you, as viewers, business owners, or digital marketing enthusiasts, could really benefit from this. So, with that, Rishad, we'll end today's Yokoten episode. Thank you very much for connecting, and we'll try to connect another future day. And all we can say is follow #33 social media, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, and uh, we will let you know about our future content as well, future sessions as well. Thank you very much, Rishad, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Asas, for the invitation, and I'll be happy to continue more on these digital channels. Thank you.
You have no choice. You are going to be there because I'm sure the users have really benefited today. And from the comments, we will
You're
see that. Thank you, Rishad. And thank you to all the viewers who
welcome.
connected and who will be watching even later after this live. So, till next time, have a good evening.
All right. Thank you.